Hi crafty friends, it's EK from EK Gorman Designs coming in today to share a card I colored up with products I got from White Rose Crafts. I use a Jillibean Soup stamp set today, and it's called Love Bug. And this wasn't, by the way, I never intended to do this in like depth background. I was going to stamp out the bugs and color them and call it a day. And the more I kept staring at where I put the sentiment, the more it occurred to me that there needed to be a tree branch there. And then once I added one tree branch, I added all the tree branches and the leaves, and it became this in-depth background scene card. But I figured if I was going to make it kind of an in-depth background scene, people might be interested in seeing the really simple sketching that's happening here that made the background. I kind of in the beginning thought I'd use the hearts and make them all into leaves. That didn't happen in the end, but the way I'm drawing the tree branches is based on the notion that the hearts become leaves. Uh, this is a Copic friendly pen I'm using, and as you can tell, I'm actually purposely trying to keep my lines jagged and uneven. I want the bugs and the hearts and the sentiment to be the standout of the card, and the tree branches and leaves to push into the background. And by keeping the lines thin and kind of jagged, I think I'm able to do that. As you can see, this isn't any in-depth drawing. For people who think I can't draw, thus I can't do backgrounds. Nope, nope, nope. You're wrong. If you can draw a line, you can draw. These are just a bunch of simple lines and a simple, like, not quite triangular shapes to make leaves. Then we get into the Copic coloring, and I will tell you, when I started this card, I was feeling, what's the word I want to use here? I want to say irritated, but that's really not right. But we're going to go with it. I was cranky. And sometimes when I'm cranky, I start using really weird combinations to experiment with. Sometimes I feel like I get into a box with my colors, and I get cranky, and I get irritated with myself, and thus I get bored. And so when I'm feeling this way, the thing I do is I immediately start like really experimenting with colors. So all the colors I'm using today are not in my go-to normal, I'm making a tree branch, these are the colors I would use. In fact, very few of them are in the same Copic color family. Almost all of them come from different number groups. So why I'm explaining this is when you're feeling mundane and you're feeling, I don't know, irritated for lack of a better word, break out of your normal and start doing something a little bit different. I will tell you, I blended this one out with my E33 instead of with what I started with, which was my E53, because apparently my E53 is really dry, and I don't have that refiller yet. I'm basically buying my Copic refillers as I need them, and I have this pile of pencils now. Now I need money to buy my refillers because I have a pile of markers that need refilled. But I will, eventually buy everything one at a time when funding comes in for it. But again, here, I think this is the only combination I used in this card that is one of my go-to colors. When I want a nice dark green that isn't too dark, even though it's pretty dark, these are the markers I tend to reach for. And again, they're not in the same family, and I think they actually got colored. They came up from one of my irritated days in which I started experimenting with colors. I will tell you what I did for the butterfly, not a normal color. In fact, I was like, I want something that'll look like nice orange monarch, and this is what I came up with. And I think in the end, this is actually one of the ones that really, really worked. Again, red for the ladybug, didn't want to pull out my red combination, wanted something to feel a little bit different, experimented around a little bit, and voila, this fun kind of deep reddy pink. It happens for me a lot where I get annoyed with myself that I've been doing too much of the same thing. In fact, I got a comment from somebody the other day, and it was, I don't know if it was a troll or just somebody genuinely being honest, but I got a comment on one of my social media platforms from somebody saying, I hate tuning into you because your stuff never looks the same. And I thought to myself, why would you tune into someone if you're only looking for everything being the same? I have such bad adult ADHD, I can't do things over and over again the same, or I just go crazy. So if you're irritated that I constantly am doing different stuff, I'm sorry. But you're gonna have to accept this is what I'm gonna do because I don't do static well. I'm kind of one of those people that when I sit down to watch TV, I have markers or colored pencils or a video game or something in my hands because I can't just sit down and watch TV. I need to be doing multiple things at one time. In fact, when I do voiceovers, I have something to fidget with in my hands because sitting still is impossible. Um, I also am told I talk too fast. That's the cadence in which I speak. I'm sure, again, adult ADHD, I speak too fast. I don't have pink combinations I'm in love with, but I now have a really cool dark pink combination that I'm kind of fond of here. I really think this one worked out well, which is, again, one of the reasons why you should absolutely experiment with your color combinations. Don't fall into a pattern. I don't own all the markers. I don't own them. So I like to make sure I'm using what I do own to the best of their advantage, not to look too much the same. Once the trees were built in, I had to put in some kind of background, some kind of sky, but I didn't want the sky to steal away from all the bright colors of the bugs. So I went in with these really dull blues. This is the B70? No, blue-green 70. Which really is just dirtied down white paper, and added it in, and then took the B00, which I need new nibs. I have a couple markers in which the nibs have broke. I didn't realize a nib could break. This one has. The tip of the brush marker likes to just come off. Not the whole thing. No, not where ink will spill out. Just the end of it likes to fall off. And I need to quit using the marker until I fix it, but B00 is such a staple in my blue life that doesn't, which is probably why it's broken. And this is BG10, again, another blue-green, but a nice pale blue color. And you'll notice I'm leaving whites because a sky isn't just one color. It is, in fact, many colors, especially if you stare at it long enough. So I've got whites in there left within the scene, hopefully making what I feel is a pretty sky behind the trees I've built. Yeah, I like it. I like how the background turned out. It's soft and subtle and a little bit different from what I normally would do. I've been doing a lot of night skies lately, lots of dark blues and gray night skies, so it was almost refreshing to build in a sunny day sky. These are the two white gel pens I use. They're different, obviously, brands, but they're different tips. The first one, my Signo, is really thick, and the Jelly Roll pen is really thin, so I use them both. I use them both regularly. They work great for me. And if you ever have trouble getting one started, notice I wrote on the back of my finger. It's great. For some reason, the back of my finger works better than a piece of paper to get it started. And there we go. There is it really is a simple little scene that I created with these fun love bug stamps from Jillibean Stamps. If you haven't checked out White Rose Crafts yet, do it. They have all kinds of new products coming in as we speak. So if you want an advance order or pre-order something that has just been released from 2018 Creativations, run over there right now. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more like this, hit the dragon button to subscribe. Otherwise, throw a thumbs up so I know that I should keep making videos like this. Thanks for watching. Bye!